Hey guys, welcome back once again. So in the previous class we have seen about the pure ALOHA. We have discussed the what is the vulnerable time of the pure ALOHA. Right. So one point you have to remember, what is the limitation of the previous pure ALOHA method is that. So suppose for example there we have some station, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 some stations are there, right? Now what is happening means when the station 1 is send the frame, at the same time station 2 also send the frame. So it means that there's something having the collision. Why collision is occurring? If you have the single communication wire or channel, if multiple people are accessing, now collision will be occur for sure. That is thing we have observed. Now what is happening here is that if the frame is going to collide with the another frame, it means that if it is exactly colliding something like this is what the frame time period TFR, this is another frame time period TFR, so that here only exactly we will be having the collision. And what I am trying to say is that the exact one frame will be collide or accident with the another frame. Now here what is the limitation of this? Something called as the pure ALOHA means, suppose for example here what is the assumption is that if one bus is hitting with the another bus exactly, right? So from exactly it is hitting, that is what okay. Now here what will be happen, the collision will be even more. Why it is even more means, this is also one kind of the possible, right? The first frame is going to be collide with the another frame, and if you think that if this time portion is the common for the first station frame to the another station frame, it means that if edge of the bus also hit means it is what we call as the collision or accident only. If something it is hitting exactly, if collision is occur, okay, but even if it is touching at the fraction of edge also, we are getting the accident. So that's why we have the something called as the vulnerable time is the 2 into TFR. And if greater than 2 into TFR means there will be no collision occur. And see that if it is 1, if it is another, suppose if it is TFR, it is another TFR, see that this is different, this is different time period, so that no collision will be occur, right? But if even in the edges touches also, that is what we call as the collision, right? If it is happening something like this exactly hitting means that is okay, but even edges also touching means the collision is occurring. Now what this concept we are going to do is, if something edges is going to be collide with another, we are calling as the accident or collision. This we are going to try to avoid. So simple mechanism what we are going to do is, here entire time period we are going to divide into the time slot, right? So in earlier case, slotted ALOHA means whenever you have the frame to send, you can send it, right? So that if edges touches also, collision is occurring. But here something is different. The time period will be divided into the different time slot. Let us say time t1, t2, t3, something like this it is divided. See that this total time period will be divided into the multiple time slot. Now what is the condition here we are going to make is that, suppose for example if station 1 want to send the frame thing, remember that this is important point to be remember. When station 1 wants to send the frame, it has to send the frame at the beginning of the first time slot only. And for example if time slot is starting at the 9 a.m, it will be ended by the 10 a.m, something like this. Now if this station 1 has the frame to send to the some other station, now when the slot is opening 9 a.m it is opening, so at that point of 9 a.m only it has to send the frame, right? If means it will wait for 9 a.m, after 9:10 it thinks that it has to frame to the send means at 9:10 a.m this will be not allowed, right? Important point is that two things. One is that the total time period will be divided into the multiple time slot, and whenever the station want to send the frame, that particular starting of the time period only it has to send the frame. If misses the starting time period nothing but the 9 a.m, it cannot able to send the frame in between the time slot. That point is very important to remember. Now why we are doing something like this means, suppose if we have the frame here, now next station also will start the sending the frame at the beginning of the time slot only, right? If something is completely accident with the some other frame, that's what okay, right? But here what we can able to do is, we can avoid the something called as the collision which is occurring in the edges or hitting at the edges. For that reason what we are going to do is, we are dividing the time into the different time slot. Just for understanding purpose, the rule number 1 is that at the beginning of the time slot only it has to send the frame. If misses the beginning of the time slot in, right, it cannot able to, or it is not eligible to send the frame in the at middle of the time slot. That point you have to remember. Now one more assumption for understanding purpose, what we are going to do is, we are thinking that each station will be going to send the 2 frames. Now these many time slots we have, each, I mean, what we are trying to do here is that, for example purpose, we are assuming something like this: each station is going to be send the 2 frames, right? Like station 2 is going to send the 2 frame, station 3, station 4. It is not mandatory that you need to consider the 2 frame we need to send. That is your wish. If you are writing in exam point of view, if you understood the concept, you can take any number of the frame you want, right? This is just only example in the given case, right? Now see that at station 1 is sending the 2 frame at what time interval? At the beginning of this first slot as well as the third slot. Now if you ask me that what it is doing in the second slot, it means that we are assuming here is that at station 2 no frame at this particular time period, so that it is not sending the data. Simple thing. If it is having the frame to send, it will send, right? If you don't have the frame to send in that particular time slot, it will keep quiet because it don't have the frame. That is a simple meaning. Now see that station 2 is sending the frame at the slot 2 as well as the slot 4. And take meaning in that, what is the meaning of the frame 2.1 means station 2 is nothing but this one is nothing but it is sending the first frame. Station 2 is going to send the second frame, something like this. Now station 3 also sending the frame, station 4 also sending. Remember that everything will be sending at the only at the beginning of the time slot, right? Now we will see that when, in which case we will be having the collision will be occur, in which case we will be not having the collision. It means that we can able to escape from the collision, right? Now see that first we will consider the first time slot is nothing but this one. Now try to identify. So one more assumption is that this something for understanding, we are doing something like this, but internally you need to keep in mind is that single channel is going to share by the all 1 2 3 4 5 stations. This point is, this assumption is mandatory, right? Now see that at the first time slot only station 1 is sending the frame, and station 2 is not sending, station 3, station 4 is not sending. It means that we have only single frame, means what will be happen? No collision will be occur, right? This frame will be survive, and it means that at this point of time slot no other station is sending the frame, so that nothing will be happen to this frame. It means that no collision will be occur. Simple thing. Now come to this second slime tar. What is happening? At the beginning of the time slot, station 2 has sent the frame, station 3 also sends its frame. Now try to understand that in the single channel how many frames we have? 2 frames at the time slot 2. Now collision will occur not? Try to guess the answer and tell me. Yes, collision will occur. Why? In the single channel, if the 2 frames come, what will be happen? Obviously accident will occur, right? Now one more point to be remembered here is that if here collision or accident is occurring, means exactly it will be occur the collision, and take edges something collision will not be occur. It means that at exactly collision occur means something collision will be reduced compared to the pure ALOHA protocol. That is the meaning you need to understand here. Now see that here also collision will be occur, right? Because single channel at the same time 2 stations are sending, collision will be occur. Here no collision, here no collision, here no collision. Now see that how many frames are surviving without happening the collision? 1 2 3 4. And it means that if you are sending the 8 frame, out of 8 frames 4 frames are surviving, right? Now in case of the previous class we have seen that, right? How many frames are surviving? Only 2 frames are surviving. If you observe here something is missing, something like this. There is one more frame here, something you understand. Ante each station will be sending the 2 frames, right? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 something. Now see that at any point of the time edges also collision is occur, right? Edges also collision is occur, right? So here also collision is occur, right? Exactly our edges. Now see that how many frames are surviving? Only 2 frames are surviving. But that is what we called as the 2 into TFR is the what we called as the vulnerable time period. Now come to here, out of 8 frames, how many frames successfully transmitted or survived? See that 4 frames are transmitted successfully. It means that the one more point you have to remember is that the efficiency of the slotted ALOHA protocol is improved. And what I am trying to say here is that now see that the vulnerable time is now reduced to the half of the slotted ALOHA protocol. Earlier only 2 survive. Now here we have the 4 survive. That point you have to remember. How it could be possible? By making the time period into the different time slot. That point you have to understand. Now see that vulnerable time is only TFR. The meaning in the, what is the meaning of this one is that if collision is occur, only collision will be occur within the time slot only. It means that TFR. So collision will occur means it is what we called as the TFR, frame time, right? Now there is no chance of occurring the collision from the one different time slot with the another different time slot. In case of slotted ALOHA, in case of pure ALOHA, collision will be occur. Why? It is not obeying the starting of the ending of the time slot. And if edges come here, and something if it is starting from here, it will be ending from here means it is not obeying the time slot means the collision will be occur. So that's why it is called as the TFR. This is something TFR, though that's why it is calling as the 2TFR. So what is the vulnerable time for the slotted ALOHA protocol? It is the T into FR. It is reduced to the half of the pure ALOHA protocol, right? So now if you don't understand this concept, let me take some kind of example so that you will understand properly. So what I'm going to take this example at this point of time is that something I have the door. In that door at any point of time only one person can able to go inside of this door, right? So inside of this door what we have means we have too much of the gold, something jewelry, diamond, whatever it may be there. Now here what is the problem is that there are 5 people are there, right? So all are selfish people, all people want to get that gold, but condition is that at any point of the given time only one person can able to go inside of that room so that he can able to access the gold, diamonds, everything. Now condition is that each person does not know anything about the next person. It means that the person 1 does not know anything about the remaining people. Now what he is going to do is, in case of the pure ALOHA protocol, if you observe here, in case of the pure ALOHA protocol, right? So now he is ready to take that gold, right? Nobody will give up, right? He is also ready, he is also ready, he is also ready, he is also ready. But what is the restriction here? At any point of the time only single person will go. Now everyone is greedy. Now what they are going? He is going, everybody is going. Now what will be happen? Only one person can enter into the door. Now what will be happen? Instead of going inside of the door, all the five people will fight together, right? Something will be happen. This is what we called as the collision operation. Now what will be happen means, again after some time, right? So if collision is occurring, fighting is occurring means again they will come back. Again once they will come back means again they will trying to access, because no person knows about the second person whether he is coming or not. Again collision is occurring. These kind of situation will be occur. So at any point of the time, in case of pure ALOHA, for just example, the fighting is occurring. Now what I am going to do is that I am going to divide this total time into the different time slot. Let it be one slot is in between 9 AM to 10 AM, next one is 10 to 11, 11 to 12, something like this. Now I am opening the time slot, right? If you want to go at what point of time, you need to go at 9 AM only. If you tell me that I will go by 9 AM 1 second or 1 minute means that is not possible, guys. The opening of the time slot only you have to go. If you miss the time slot, you have to wait for the next time slot to arrive. That point to remember. Now see that this guy is ready, this guy is active, so that he is going. Let it be this guy is also ready, he is going active. Now see that collision will be reduced, right? Because this guy also want to go, but at 9 AM he was some delay, so that he couldn't able to go. If he tries to go by 9:1, he cannot able to go. What is the condition? At the starting of the time slot only he has to go. Now see that collision will be somewhat reduced. Here also fighting will be happen for gold, but collision will be reduced. Something you need to relate this one to the pure ALOHA, slotted ALOHA, so that you will understand, right? I hope you understand. Thank you very much, guys.